Why would that affect your voice if you don't have limbs?
Can't carry a tune, can't hold a note.
Fuck's sake. Such a dad joke.
It's from Bloodhound Gang from years and years and years ago.
Oh, is it? Oh, fuck. Like everybody listened to them back in the day, but I never I never registered that one.
Love the Bloodhound Gang. They're one of my favorite bands from the 90s.
That's fucking terrific, man. They were wonderful comedic relief from the other music I listened to.
Pretty when I'm drunk, wonderful.
Yeah. Kind of like who was that group? Andrew WK.
Oh yeah. Andrew WK.
Bomb shit in college.
Yeah, man. Fun party music. Totally.
Just stupid fucking party music. Just rocking.
Totally.
Amazing. Yeah.
Totally.
Hey, bud, we're on.
Hey, we on the internets. Right on. Welcome to Critters in Taiwan. Oh, what?
That's right. I mean you, not you. You.
Us? All of us.
Yeah.
We're all the last of all of us. Hey, welcome to Critters in Taiwan, a D&D podcast about Critical Role, where a bunch of nerdy-ass voice actors sit around and play Dungeons and Dragons. I am Ben and Gao Sheng.
I am Tim and Taizhong.
And we're critters in Taiwan.
Yeah. I mean, wherever I go, I'm a critter in that place too. I don't know if that's clear. Like if I'm on an airplane, I'm a critter on an airplane. But we don't podcast from there. I'm just making sure that viewers know really exactly what's going on.
We're always critters.
Yeah. Yeah.
Solid. Hey, listen. Tonight we're talking about campaign 3, episode number 50.
50.
50. Big 50.
Yeah.
This one is a little bit of a bathroom on the right thing. It's Red Moon Rising.
Red Moon Rising.
I see the red moon rising. I see the bathroom on the right. Don't come out tonight. You're bound to be alt-right.
You're full of this shit, man.
Fucking dad jokes.
Is this what happens when you get stressed?
The ADD kicks in.
Just let the dad jokes flow, and it fucking.
Oh, dude, I'm slowly learning that I definitely would be ADHD if I was diagnosed under today's diagnoses.
Oh yeah, that shit's floopy doopy as shit these days.
It's so flexible. It's so flexible.
Yeah, they're just tossing out fucking Ativan, Adderall.
It used to be like this Ritalin. Narrow little bandwidth. Now it's out to here.
Everybody's Everybody's
ADD.
What really upsets me is like the anxiety thing. Is like I get anxiety when I think about this test. Like, no, you're nervous. You're not anxious. You don't have anxiety. Like I do. So when you say it like that, it's like oh, if I say like I actually have anxiety,
I get a fun little story. I get a fun little story to tell you about.
And I fucking can't stand it.
I get a fun little story I'll tell you off camera another time about anxieties stuffs. It's It's a fun one. I'll be off camera.
All right. Hold on just a second. I'm pretty sure it's on my end, but you're coming in a little bit fuzzy sometimes. I think I know what it is though. Hold on.
Fuzzy sometimes? Oh, I can change my gain a little bit.
No, not your audio, your video.
Oh. Yeah. Okay.
Well, I'm quite sure it's on my end. Hold on.
We
can edit this out. It's fine.
Okay. We don't need to. It's all good.
Yeah.
Let me do a little bit of there we go. Hang on.
Here it is. I got it.
Okay. That might be better too. I just adjusted a few things on my end. I can also adjust things. Ooh.
Oh, now you're coming in crystal clear.
Oh, I see what we're doing here.
Oh, okay. That fixed everything.
I see what you did there.
I see it now too. Really well. As long as you're not too close.
Do you see the red moon rising?
I do.
It's a red moon.
It's the first time I've ever had glasses. I'm getting used to them, and so far I'm liking them.
Yeah, you're rocking them.
See shit, Yeah,
well, that's important. You thought about doing the LASIK at any point?
Totally. Like my eyes are still fine. Like I often don't wear them, but I'm trying to get used to wearing glasses.
Listen, man, I noticed literally on my 45th birthday last year. By the way, I'm 46.
He just dated himself. No, he just aged himself.
Honestly, within a month of my 45th birthday, I noticed that my eyes were going. I was like, I can't read things up close anymore. I'm holding them back. It was weird. Like right at 45, it started happening.
Yeah. Yeah, they offered me if I wanted some bifocals so I could wear the glasses and look at my phone. I'm just like, no, I'll just bring the phone away. I'm fine.
I'll do this.
I've never had glasses before. Never had an issue with my eyes, but I noticed when I tried on a couple of people's pairs, I'm like, oh, I can read that Chinese like 2 blocks away. You know, I'm like, fuck, I didn't know my eyes were fucked.
Glasses let you read Chinese?
Apparently, yeah, it's a superpower. I keep telling people, you know, go to Costco, read Chinese.
Fucking hell. Hey, let's talk about this episode for a bit.
Yeah.
This one had a real classic D&D feel. It
you said that. Like, what do you mean by that?
It had sort of everything. It had really good role playing. It had traveling, had some travel time. It had some fun skill checks that I feel were a little too difficult. They felt forced, that they were almost like they were supposed to fail them. So there was it felt a little bit of this, you know, we'll talk about that later if we want. But the classic D&D feel about this was there was combat, there was mystery, there were surprises, there was a little reveal, there was a little bit of everything, which sort of felt like a kind of a classic D&D game.
Yeah. Okay.
And it kind of felt like the players were also feeling that like their decisions they're nervous. They're hella nervous because they know that there are stakes here. You
could hear it in the ad reads, you know.
Oh yeah, totally. That ad read was ridiculous.
It was great.
Way too long. Hey, should we get into some rollies and get some points?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, let's get to some things. Like as Ben said, we were all kind of expecting maybe the start of the end of the world, you know, but you know, we're not going to give a recap of the episode, but
spoilers, Exandria is still around.
Yeah, it's still around, you know, so you know, you feel there's more to do.
Mm-hmm.
But
I honestly thought, well, listen, it's you know, at the end of this, we'll do a quick little spoiler. At the end of this, Matt did make the announcement that next week, March 9th, 2023, will be their 8-year anniversary.
That's right, yeah.
And maybe he's saving the Apogee Solstice for 8 years of Critical Role.
Perhaps. That's not a spoiler. That's a guess.
Hey.
Yeah, perhaps. I mean, you know, but also...
You better put those glasses on. You see your dice.
So I can see man.
See those natural ones, man. All right, here we go.
I'm actually rolling... I'm using my disadvantage today because I want your points before mine. Let's get some rollies.
That's not fair.
Well, then sorry, man.
I'm going to roll a disadvantage too. Then.
Well, I'm not rolling disadvantage. I'm rolling. You know,
I'm going to roll percentile dice. How about that?
I'm rolling the two dice to see which one rolls lower, and then I use that one to roll.
Oh, okay.
You know, so it's not disadvantage.
Roll your two dice.
Yeah, I said that wrong. Mm-hmm. I did my 2. This one lost with a 1.
Okay, so you're with the 4 dice one.
I'm with the initial.
Oh, the CR dice. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, here we go. First roll.
Ooh, a 9? Oh, all right.
Deuce.
My points are pretty standard. I mean, you know, like you said, this episode was just there wasn't a whole lot to unpack. It was just like right there, like on the page, you know.
There was no real like big mystery stuff like we've been getting a lot of lately. This was very much a classic game where they just did a bunch of things and a bunch of things happened. Very straightforward.
Yeah, so, frankly, not a lot of questions, you know.
No. But we do have some things to talk about. I got a couple of neat things.
Yeah. I'm going to go ahead and start with this one. Do you remember what the levels were of the players in EXU Calamity? Were they they were super high, right? 15 plus, right?
They might have been all 20.
Were they 20?
It's possible. Maybe 19.
Because they were all sitting there like, wow, I can't believe having this much power, you know?
Yeah, they might not have. Brandon might have said, don't. Brennan might have said,
Black Lives Matter.
Go, Brandon. Let's go, Brandon. What?
What was he?
Brennan might have said, just go to 18 or 19 and keep the capstone because all the classes get that level 20 capstone feature. Some of them are kind of lame. And they were
some of them are OP.
because not kind of, yeah. Well, I don't know.
Well, I mean, look at fucking Pike, dude. Just like divine intervention just happens.
But you can only use it once a week.
Sure, once a week. Call on the god, 100% success. That's insane.
Yeah, but it doesn't. But that also can be mitigated because then the god doesn't have to just make everything happen. The god just can makes one thing happen in front of you, not
right.
Like it's you're fighting you're fighting Vecna and you roll channel divinity. It's not like Vecna just dies instantly.
Right. That's not within the power of the god.
Right. It's going to be like, this give me, something. Give me a helper of some kind, somebody to help us fight, or something like that. I think they did that in the one shot.
In one of those follow-up episodes where they're all level 20, she was like, I think it just happens. And then it was just the Everlight, I guess we're supposed to say now, just punched the fucking demon to the ground, did like 80, 90 damage, something like that. Right. And then, that makes sense. Sure. And then a week goes by where you can't do it. That's it's up to the DM, of course.
But I think, so anyway, back to the other thing. I think Brennan probably said not. I don't know if we ever did get confirmation. Maybe we did. Somebody can probably clue.
There may have been some abilities that might have been like only at level 20 or something, but I don't know anything about that.
So what's your point?
The point of that is, what was Pervon's level? Because didn't he say it at one point? Didn't he say like he's like, this guy's like only level 8 or something?
Yeah.
Didn't that come up?
It did. That was in EXU. They said, he's like not a very high level.
Yeah.
I think because the Matron of Ravens had just ascended and he had just been sort of picked as, the champion, the new champion.
Anybody,
yeah.
Wasn't it 8? I have the numbers 8 and 15 in my head, but 8 is standing stronger.
I think Sam may have just sort of offhanded commented that as a joke. Maybe.
Yeah. Is that maybe what it was?
A bit of a flippant comment, and then just like, hey, here's look at this guy. He's only like level 8. But I mean, levels don't really exist, and that's meta stuff, right? That's not really a thing in
sure,
D&D,
yeah,
in the world, right?
I mean, the reason that came up, is just like I'm thinking about the end of the fucking world here, and like these guys are level 8, which is
9.
They didn't level up, I don't think. If they did, I completely missed it.
Probably right. I forget now. I probably have it written down somewhere. And the multi-classers aren't even that high either because they've split their levels, right? So only a couple of them are actually the true level.
Yeah, so it just kind of reminded me of that. It's like, Odahan Thule, she's like 15 or 16 or something like that, probably more than the last time they fought, and then you've got fucking Keyleth, we got Beauregard and fucking Dirt Wizard coming in now. They're up there.
Yeah,
and these guys are at level 8. What can they do?
And likely because they haven't faced Mom yet. Imogen's mom, Lillian,
she's got to be up there.
She's going to be even higher. She's going to be, like they said, the Exaltants are even more dangerous. So she could be like a level 18, 16, 17, something like that. They still have Ludinus, who is definitely level 20. And then the Dark Lord,
20 in the last campaign. Probably ish, right?
And then they have that the Sorrow Lord, who is also probably way up there. It's going to be interesting. I don't know.
Yeah, that's why that comes up, because I'm like, well, now they're the Pervons in this situation of these incredibly powerful people,
Yeah, but again, we've talked about this before too. The fact that it doesn't really matter when it's an entire party. When you've got an entire party in D&D, you can like a table of 7 can, with some luck from the dice, but even with not luck from the dice, with some smart decisions, can take out a level 20 wizard.
Sure, yeah.
It can be done.
I mean,
it's just you lock them down.
They did pretty good with Thule, but it was only one level 15 versus at that time level 6 or 7.
If they had made, we said this way back when, if they had made smarter decisions in the Thule fight, they probably would have defeated her.
It was a shit show. I think Matthew said that, didn't he? Or at least alluded to it.
Poor decisions, unlucky dice. It was just wham wham.
They were all over the place. They didn't have a leader, Yeah. Yeah, I know. Yeah, just food for thought, I suppose. Like the level they're at versus the level of people that they're fucking dealing with. I know. Crossed my mind. What you got, buddy?
Okay, well, the first one that I've got is a fun one.
I love fun things.
Yeah, well, it's sort of one of my little it's kind of a little pet peeve. It's sort of a little bit of a thing that I guess they're going to do from now on out, but I don't really understand. Imogen cast command. This is in the battle when they're fighting the automaton.
That's
so
Imogen, one of mine too.
Is it Imogen cast command?
Yep.
Yeah. And they're still
2 hours, 58 minutes, and 58 seconds.
They're still playing command wrong. They're still playing it wrong.
Man. That's my fucking thing here too. I was questioning it.
Yeah, it drives me nuts. I'm like, no, it doesn't happen until they cast the spell, and then it happens if they fail to save, the command happens at the beginning of their turn.
Yes.
And
which is important because if the whatever the character has like reactions, they can still do them, right? Until it's their turn, right?
Exactly. So here's the sort of
and
the
other
point,
things can happen to them if other characters do something else, right?
Absolutely.
It's a huge difference.
It doesn't really matter if they're always playing it that way. It doesn't matter. But it feels like they sometimes get it that way and they sometimes get it the other way. So there is a discrepancy, and I feel like I'm like
continuity there. The key grips are like, dude, what are you doing?
Yeah. So if you're playing it this way, cool. Let's just play it that way, and it's all good. And then we'll go from there. But because it doesn't really matter. You could say it like, okay, well, she says grovel, and the automaton drops down, and then everybody after that gets. She did it because she wanted to give advantage to all the melee fighters. That was the whole reason for doing it, because you get advantage when it's a great idea. But it shouldn't actually go into effect until that's the automaton's turn, and then
someone did get advantage because they were prone before they had their turn, right?
That's right.
Didn't that happen?
It does. Yeah, absolutely. So it does. It does make a big difference. The spell. It's a first level spell. First level might be a second level spell. It doesn't matter. It's not that powerful. It shouldn't be that powerful. It should be a very situational one. Like when they were, I love the usage of it when they were in the folding halls of Halas, the Happy Fun Ball. When that Mage Hunter Golem was chasing them, and Caduceus casts off, and the Golem is jetting through, and
that was a hilarious
shuts off.
moment.
It's like fucking brilliant. That's how it should be used, like in wonderful situations like that.
That was a chill stand-up moment for me in that campaign.
Totally,
like,
because that Mage Hunter Golem was going to fuck them up.
Oh yeah,
badly. So yeah.
However,
those sorts of things.
However, sometimes what they often forget, which I mean, these guys aren't perfect. It's like it only lasts a minute.
Yeah,
and that happened in that situation where it came back 60 seconds later, and they're like, oh shit, like.
No, I don't even think it lasts a minute. I think it lasts a turn.
Like maybe even faster.
Yeah, it's one turn, because as soon as it happens,
that makes sense. Yeah,
it happens, and then
they do it, and then the next turn they're like, "What the fuck?" And then they come back to battle. Yeah,
that's right. That's right.
Because like when what was it? FCG commanded somebody to alphabetize.
Yeah,
I think they got the rule right that time. That was fucking hilarious. And they were sitting there just like axe, like Matthew really improvised that really well. And then after that turn, it came right back.
Brilliant.
But it was at the turn. He didn't start alphabetizing during FCG's turn. They did it right that time.
I love that. That was so much fun.
Just so much fun. Clever as fuck. I mean, that's what this game's all about, is shit like that, man.
100%. 100%.
Well, man, you just took one of my points, so I'm down to one.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Whoops.
I mean, we're not going to recount the episode. It's just
I got a couple of other things I want to say.
Really great episode, especially that second half, man.
I know.
Woo! Are we rolling again?
Rollies.
All right.
Holy shit, another 2.
I got a 6.
Yeah.
And I'm doing my disadvantage before I All right. Well, here's my other point. At 1 hour, 52 minutes and 59 seconds.
Hey, I've got one exactly like that.
Oh yeah?
Yep. 1:59:20.
Oh, okay. So a few minutes after. This is when they are in the area and they find the wreckage, and he's like, it looks like an air. What are they called? They don't call them airships. Skyship. Thank you.
Skyship.
And they're doing their RP. They're talking and shit like that. And then Travis says, like, what does it look like? Does it look armored? Does it look like it's just does it look more armored or more what's the word when you have battlements? I don't know. There's a word I'm looking for, but I can't find it. Does it look more
like a fortress,
battle ready? Like than perhaps our skyship.
Oh, like fortified, sort of
fortified. Yeah. That's right. Yeah, fortified, and then on the offensive, there might be a different word too, but or I don't know. It doesn't matter. And then what I really liked was Matt. He was like, "Good question," and when he said "good question," I was like, Matthew got this opportunity, because like if nobody asked, he would be like, huh, like, you just see a crashed airship, but, or a skyship, but then he was like, good question. And then he got to tell him, is like, yes, it actually is quite armored and quite armed, like with some things, if I remember correctly. At least the armor part was quite more armored than their skyship, if I remember correctly. As far as armaments on the ship, like, I think Travis asked about that. Like, do they have more ballista than we do?
Yes, he did. He absolutely did. It was sort of unconfirmed, but this looks like this was the skyship from Vasselheim, right? Like this was the Vasselheim contingent that came in and then was taken out, and yeah.
It wasn't ancient. They found that out too. It was not an old wreckage. This was a new kind of ship. Yeah.
Well, recent conflict and combat and stuff, about a half mile out or a mile out, I think they said.
Yeah, and I think because Travis asked that simple question, like Matthew got that opportunity to give them some really good information, which, I mean, it's really good timing because really feel like things are wrapping up. So whatever information they can get right now, Matthew's happy to throw it at them. They just have to ask the right question. They have to roll the right, roll the right die,
Yep.
I really enjoyed that. That's it for that one.
Yeah, I don't really I like that as well. I remember that
just
point.
A fun moment, yeah.
Totally fun moment. I've also got another little fun little moment. Where is it here? Nope. God damn it! I had it. I just had it, and I was looking at it. Oh, here it is. No, not that one. Here we go. It was just a fun little moment for me personally when they finish the combat and then they're exploring around and checking things up, and then someone grabs Imogen and then drags her back into the tent, and then and then as soon as she flicks, Matt's like, you feel a flick on the back of your neck. I'm like, oh, that's some monk shit, and it's probably Dyron. Instantly, I was like, that's Dyron. I'm like, Dyron is that was where my brain went. And then it's the big reveal is Beauregard, and I'm like, well, fuck, of course it's Beauregard. So my second watch, when I went through it and watched it again,
you were saying in our last episode,
I know,
like, why aren't they here?
Yeah, I called Dyron for some weird reason. It didn't enter my brain that it might be Beauregard. I don't know why. I was like, monk shit. Oh, that's probably Dyron then.
Why would you think Dyron is in a
bow? I don't know. Anyway, I went back and
you hate Campaign 2. What's wrong with you?
I went back and I watched.
Doesn't work. They're both in Campaign 2.
Yeah. I went back and I watched I opened up chat to listen. And as soon as somebody grabs Imogen, as soon as Beauregard grabs Imogen and Matt's like, something grabs you and pulls you back into the tent, somebody in chat screams out, Beauregard? Like instantly, right away. And I'm like, oh, for fuck's sake, why didn't I make that connection? That frustrated me. So and then it got me thinking. I was like, oh shit. Okay, so we've got Laudna, we've got Beauregard, and we've got Keyleth. So I'm like, yeah, there's a joke in here. So Laudna, Beau, and Kiki walk into a hole.
If you can find a punchline to that joke, put it in the comments.
There is a high potential for Marisha to get all three of her characters here, all meeting at the same time.
Wow. What a thought on that. Oh man. Imagine being Marisha.
Well, like we've already seen Percy, but we haven't seen Caduceus. We've already seen Caleb, but we won't see Vax. We've already seen.
You might see Vax depending on how things go.
We've seen Vax
future battles.
we likely won't see Jester or Ford, likely. And we definitely will not see Scanlan or not Veth. We definitely will not.
What about Yasha?
It's possible. It's possible. Yasha might come in because Bo is here. There is in my mind, there's a possibility of that, right? They're married.
I mean,
so
Bo
it is possible.
There. Yeah, you know. But what's Yasha doing when Bo's doing this?
Fun little moment when Bo showed up and Ashley's like, and then she settled back and gave this real like just staring at Matt with those eyes like, how do I make this happen? How does Fern make this happen with Bo? How does this happen?
She commented on, if we're talking about the same thing, she commented on after the episode was over, right?
Yep.
Where
she commented during the episode too. Her and Laura were having a conversation off the mic, like they were chatting back and forth about flirting with Bo. Laura was super hyping it up.
Right. Yeah, I couldn't really tell when the episode was over what Ashley was talking about. She was like, "Why couldn't I be there? I would have flirted with this." And I was like, "Wait, flirted with who?" And I've only watched it twice, so I didn't really pick out who it was. But yeah. I mean,
shall we do one more rollie? Because I've got another. Or are you totally out?
I went back a few pages and I've got a couple of things that still are relevant. So
I have a couple that are too. I have one that I really want to talk about. So
sure. Let's roll it up.
Some rollies and see what happens. And fucking 7.
10.
Jesus, man. 3 for O from you. 0 for 3 for me.
Did I roll over 10?
I haven't rolled over 7 yet.
I think my first one was a 9. Second one was a 6. Now this one is a 10.
There you go.
Dude, what's going on here? Hey, well, it's all relative, right?
Sometimes art imitates life.
Well, I'm going back a few pages on this for I guess evergreen things, but I could mention. I'm thinking I had something to say about Caleb. I can't remember his name for some reason. I don't remember what it was, so I'll just say this evergreen thing about this is nothing to do with the current episode, but across the board, the fun little power that these players have, where if they say, "I'm gonna send what's the blue guy? What's his name? Bobby's character."
Oh, Dorian Storm.
Thank you, Dorian Storm. Or what's his real name?
Oh, Jesus. Jesus.
Brefta. Brampatu. Bronte.
Oh.
Bronte, was his real name.
Okay, sure.
And Storm, I don't remember. But anytime he's just sitting there, he's like, I'm gonna pull out this little orb, and Matthew, well, either responds or doesn't, but they just have this power to be like, I'm gonna talk to Bronte real quick, or Dorian, whatever, and then Marisha, she'll sit there and be like, "Pate," and then whatever Matthew's doing, he has to drop it immediately and go right into, "You cold,"
You're right. Yeah, well, it's he's the goat, right? He's the goat.
It's a fun little power they have, and I wonder how much they play with that. And it's like Matthew's being super serious about something, like, what I'm gonna do, and bring up somebody else.
I have a comment about this. I'll yes and it for that one. It's at at 2 hours and 7 minutes and 30 something seconds.
Timestamp.
When they're having this big argument moment about where this is the moment where they fail their DC, the skill check for the deception, and one of the NPCs recognizes Chetney, but then Travis is like, "Yeah, but I was in wolf form, so they wouldn't." And Matt was like, "Oh shit. Okay, well then you can see the backpedaling that he's doing, and he's trying to, how do I fix this?" And then they all start arguing and talking with each other, and then Liam says, "But also, if we keep talking and stop him from talking, then nothing bad will ever happen to us." It's those moments where it's the tete-a-tete that the DM and the players have, but they're also working together and against each other. Yeah. So there's this weird dichotomy that is always happening at every D&D table. Everyone. It's like you're trying to work with the DM, but you're also fighting against the DM. So it's complicated.
Any game across the board, they want you to play it, but they want you to challenge you as well. If it's just too easy, fuck that game. If it's too hard, fuck that game. So the devs of the game, I'm talking video games, of course, because I'm a video gamer, they want to keep you engaged. Yeah. And there's a balance.
Well, and it's all, Matt constantly reminds them of that. It's like when they scream out, like when one of the NPCs kills a PC, it's like, Matt, what are you doing? And Matt, wasn't me.
Yeah.
It was the the piece of paper I got in front of me.
Want to.
That did that.
Yeah.
Not me. I didn't do that. You guys empowered me with the universe. Right. So what do you think's gonna happen?
At the after the episode when Matthew revealed, this is what I was gonna say before, when the episode when he revealed that like those random roles that nobody knew what the fuck they were. Yeah.
Chat called it, by the way.
They did. I never watched that shit.
I
find chat to be spoilers because they're right all the time.
Crazy. When where is it? I wrote this down because chat nailed this one.
This show is borderline spoilers for me because you have such good ideas.
When at 3:35, 3 hours 35 minutes 49 seconds, the first person when Matt's like, Matt reveals Caleb and Bo went to the Shadowfell and failed to destroy the key. Chat started going, that was the rolls. That was the rolls. That was what the rolls were for.
Like, how do you do that? Is it the collective mind?
I think so. I think it's just people. Listen, I'm only commenting on the ones that they get right. I'm not commenting on the ones that they get wrong. So once one person says something that is nonsense, it usually just gets lost in chat. But when somebody says something that is true, people pick up on it and start repeating it. Exactly.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Oh shit, yeah, you're right. It was the rolls." And then everybody starts commenting on it, and so it's like a snowball effect. Whereas when people are constantly spouting random theories about shit, and they get it wrong, so it's just a perception thing. That's all it is.
Yeah, kind of like in a.
But still, kudos where kudos are due, man. Like, people are calling this, and the passion is recognized. So I like it.
Yeah.
I approve. Yeah. Also makes me laugh. It's the same reason I go onto Twitter every morning, because not to post or do anything. It's my morning coffee laughter. I scroll through Twitter and I just start laughing at the insanity that people are spouting. It's all nonsense.
Morning giggles.
Yeah. Well, listen, I got one more point I'd like to say, but that's it.
Okay.
Should we do a rollies for it, or
just we need to roll for it?
Okay, I'll just throw it out there then, because if you haven't noticed, I think this is going to be a short episode.
Yeah.
For us, I've got one here, Matt. At the end of very near the end of the episode, right around the 3.5 hour, 3 and 3/4 hour mark, Matt, Bo, Caleb, I think says it.
You got the right episode,
Matt,
buddy.
It's Matt playing Caleb or Bo. I forget. One of them says it seems like Ludinus is getting sloppy.
That was Caleb.
It was Caleb. That's right. So I just wrote down that Matt says Ludinus is getting sloppy.
Yeah, and it seemed uncharacteristic.
Instantly, I'm like, the Admiral Akbar in me just went, it's a trap.
I think we all did.
100%. This is not Ludinus getting sloppy. My immediate thought is that they're collecting everybody to make it happen. He's getting sloppy because he wants them all there when the final thing happens. So A, he can use all of their power, or B, so that they can all be destroyed as his enemies when this thing finally happens, or C, all of those things.
Yeah. I mean, the moment he mentioned that, I was like, Ludinus doesn't get sloppy.
Right.
Sorry.
Right.
It's a plan.
There were some other thoughts. I was like, wait a minute.
Or they're being controlled by something else, like maybe one of these trapped gods or something.
He's getting sloppy because Predathos is controlling him, and Predathos is chomping at the bit, ready to get the fuck out, and is making him get frantic and sloppy about things. Mm-hmm. Unlikely, maybe.
Yeah, I wouldn't see that happening. Also, perhaps when people get power hungry, like Caleb brought up constantly in campaign 2, was look at what happened to Halas, you know? Like, when you get powerful, look at what happens to these people. They fucking lose their minds a little bit, and they fuck up.
The arrogance. Well, so that was all of EXU. That was the whole point of EXU.
Every single character.
The hubris, right? The hubris of these fuckers. That's a funny line, too, that Bo says, we fucked up Halas, Trent, and Benathar. And then Travis is like, they fucked Pat Benatar? That's where the hit me with your best shot came from. That's where that...
Okay. I didn't catch where Pat Benatar came from.
Yeah, well, Travis turns and goes, they fucked Pat Benatar? Like, just this wonderful little side comment to Marisha. I'm just like,
leave it to Travis.
We like Halas, we know. Trent, we know. Benathar has never been mentioned before. This is the very first time.
Okay, maybe that's why I didn't pick up on it.
I went to the Critterpedia, the crit roll stats thing on Wikipedia, whatever it's called. And no, there's no Benathar at all. It's just a name. That
what, did Marisha just make up a name?
No, Matt threw it out there as Bo. So it's clearly somebody that they... Okay. Yeah, Bo said, we fucked up Halas, Trent, and Benathar. And then they'll look at each other and like, Benathar? Who's that?
Who the fucked Pat Benatar?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, so there's a new name in the works here.
Yeah,
probably a name at this point. Come on, man. What are you doing, Matthew?
Name dropping. Man, when Matt described that key too, the way at the very end of the episode when he's like, this key, Bo is describing what the key is like with all the mirrors that are positioned everywhere and the power sources, the arcane power sources that are, sort of fashioned all over. I can't wait to see that next week. That's going to be exciting because we're definitely seeing it.
Like, as we were saying either last episode or just in texts to each other, it's like, you sent me, it's finally Friday. Are you ready for the end of the world?
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I don't think it happens that quick. And then when I saw the length of the episode, I'm like, it's only like 4 hours and 20 minutes or whatever. That seems a little bit short for something like this.
Yeah. If we log in on Friday morning or Friday afternoon or whatever it is, and we see a 7.5 hour episode,
we know what's up.
Go up.
Yeah. And then we gotta, fuck, dude, I'm also in the studio.
Woo! Hey, I'm probably going. I'm going to try my best to get out camping because the camping season is basically over here, and I'm going to try and push it one more weekend of camping. So I might.
This perfect weather, you mean? Like this perfect temperature kind of shit?
Yeah, it's not like that in Kending though. It's warm.
Oh, good point.
It's
up
hot
here, it's
down
been
there.
perfect. Yeah.
Right. It's hot down there.
Yeah. So like when I saw that 4 hours and like 20 minutes or whatever the fuck it was, I was like, well, that doesn't seem finale-ish, And then I was thinking like, okay, well, when you get in, it's kind of like a dungeon crawl. You have your oh God, fucking these glasses are taking my words away. Encounters. There it is.
Whoa.
You have these encounters on the way to the fucking finale, And there's going to be, like I'm guessing that half of the next episode is going to be an encounter, a battle. Yeah. And then like there's going to be like maybe 4 or 5 more episodes before they actually get to some kind of massive destruction.
I don't think it's going to be that slow.
Just
I think
maybe
it's
3 or 4,
fast.
Something like that. Because an encounter can take an entire half an episode,
In my dreams, in my best case scenario, we get a giant, big, long episode, and then 52 is a campaign wrap up.
So you're hoping like
that's
this
what I want.
Weekend we're getting
yep
we're getting fucked.
What I want. I want nonsense. I want a bunch of fucking insanity. I want chaos.
I want FCG to sacrifice themselves.
Sure.
They are set up for it.
What do you think is going to happen when Caleb and Bo meet FCG because they've been to Aor?
Oh, good point. Well, they're going to talk about Devexian, right?
I don't know.
Because they both
are they?
Like, I mean, shit.
Fun.
Now I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, as soon as we see that timestamp, man, like, if I see it, I mean, send me a message if you see it. Whenever you see it, tell me how long that episode is.
I won't know until later in the day, so
I don't check until I go to the gym.
I log in early in the Friday morning just to see what's going on, or late in the morning now. Oh, it's daylight savings time is over next week. Sweet, that's good.
Great.
Anyway,
hopefully for the last goddamn time.
There is a move. I say this every year. They're never going to change it.
Yeah.
So annoying. Hey, dude, let's wrap this up. I'm tired and I got tons to do.
Sounds good, man. All right. Well then, I got to do a little bit of promo because, as I said, we're in the studio this last weekend. We got the drums and the bass tracked, edited, ready to send off to England to our engineer in England. And next weekend we've got we're doing guitars and then vocals. You know, and hopefully in those 16 hours we're gonna get everything finished. So stay tuned.
What's your band's name?
Our band's name is The Shape Master.
Where can people find you?
Most at this point only on Facebook because we don't have an account on Instagram, but I have an account on Instagram.
You should be on Bandcamp.
Bandcamp?
Bandcamp. Is that the one that people use now?
It's the one when you have recordings, yes. Okay. But we're not releasing anything prematurely.
Oh.
So
that's what she said.
He or she. They perhaps?
Brave new world, my friend.
So and our engineer said that once he gets the the tracks, the edited tracks, that he could mix and master that shit in a week. And we're like, no, maybe 2 weeks. And he's like,
I don't think you're allowed to say the word master anymore.
Say it again.
I don't think you're allowed to say the word master anymore.
Oh fuck. I don't have an alternative.
Creepy and a crime, dude.
Neither is D&D. So according to what our engineer, our mixing engineer says in England, we might have our full mastered tracks in 3 weeks. Ooh. 2 or 3 weeks. Ooh. And keep in touch. The band doesn't have a page on Instagram, but I do. Mm-hmm. And if you want these updates, you want to know about the shows for promotion and for the album release, we are hooking up with another band who is releasing something at the same time. I'm not going to say who they are because I didn't get their permission yet, but they are also coming out with something, and we're in talks about having shows in different cities. We'll come down to Kaohsiung, have a little thing down there. And I know you love this band. I'm sure you've seen them before. They're fucking sick as dick. Mm-hmm. I will say that they are from Shinju. Mm-hmm. That's as much as I'm going to say. But we're trying to do some releasing shit at the same time. Concurrent. That's the word I'm looking for. Mm-hmm. So for updates and stuff, I'm going to finally promote my own Instagram page, which is Drumma Tucka. One word, but it's Drumma with an A, Tucka with an A at the end instead of Drummer Tucker. So you can follow me there, get the updates, and I like to post a video at least a week for the recording process, writing new songs, and etc. So catch me on there. I'll probably put it in the description as well. Just
catch them outside.
Going up. Catch me outside. And other than that, I don't have anything else. We're probably gonna get some t-shirts done and shit. And, oh man, we're fucking stoked. It's sounding so good, man.
It's cool, bro.
This motherfucker's making me sound like Dave Grohl from fucking Nevermind. The album Nevermind.
There was a viral video of Dave talking about the recording when they recorded Nevermind and about how he ripped off 70s disco for almost all the tracks from Nevermind. Yeah, I'll send it to you later.
Like his drum,
like the drum tracks. He was like, the intro from for Smells Like Teen Spirit. The da 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 da. He's like, I stole that. He's like, I stole that directly from this, and he says a band name. He's like, when they did this, da 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 da.
Yeah,
it's pretty funny. So I'll send you the video if I can find it. It's cute.
They're very simple drums, but just expertly done with the power.
Yeah, sure. Sure.
Power and dynamics, yeah. Mm-hmm. But they're quite simple. Like all the fills, like boom.
Yep.
Anyway, get in touch. I'll put it in the description down there. But other than that, bro, you got some stuff to do. I bet you got a Lacey that's got a full bladder over there somewhere.
Somewhere. He's just got her crossing her legs over in the corner.
Yeah, I got a bit of a bladder myself. All right. Well, cool, man.
Peace.
Looking forward to next week. I'm gonna be pressed to get this fucking episode in. Now I'm expecting it to be a fucking 7-hour episode.
Buckle up.
All right, cool. Well, then, if nothing else,
good.
Don't forget to love y'all chuthers. And is it finally Friday?
Hey.
Peace, everybody. Take care.
Word. Nighty night.